Hi, my name is Miri Malkin. I'm a certified hypnotherapist and coach, and also certified emotion, body, and belief code practitioner. And today I have Helena Jehnichen here with me. And Helena is a certified hypnotherapist and also certified emotion code practitioner. And Helena is working with many people who want to stop smoking. And luckily, they are very successful stop smoking with her. So today we're going to explore more about it. And Helena, I know that you don't only working with smoking, you also work with other aspects of smoking. So maybe you can talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So not only do I help people stop smoking with the cigarettes, but there's also people now using things like nicotine pouches. They're vaping, and some people actually they've stopped smoking, they've stopped vaping, but they're still using all sorts of nicotine replacement therapy products, gums, lozenges, sprays, and pouches. So I help with that as well.
So anything to do with nicotine and smoking, vaping, gums, patches, everything in that area. So we know that hypnosis is pretty familiar with those who want to stop smoking. What can you tell us about emotion code and let's start with what is emotion code so people will understand.
Certainly. The emotion code is a process. It's a process that was developed by Dr. Bradley Nelson. He's written extensively about the emotion code. The emotion code is a way, a process to find negative, unprocessed, trapped emotions that might be causing things like nicotine addiction, smoking, and vaping, and so many other things. So the emotion code process is finding and then releasing negative, unprocessed emotions that might be yours, or maybe that you even got emotions inherited or absorbed from others.
So if we're talking about emotion code and smoking or stop smoking, what's the process? How is it done for those
Mm.
who want to stop smoking?
Excellent. So when I meet with my clients, I meet with them online, and then they've come to me, they filled in quite an extensive intake form so I can learn about their smoking habits, when they started, different situations where they find themselves smoking or vaping or using their gum, things like that. Then I have a process, I have a protocol, it's very structured. And I then begin to ask their own subconscious mind yes or no questions to go find if there are any emotions, energies that are blocking, stopping them from, stopping these pouches, or stopping them from, they're vaping all the time. So or smoking. So the emotions that we go find, we're going to release so that they can stop feeling compelled, overpowered, stressed out, and make it easier for people to make new lifestyle changes.
You're very unique in your approach because you integrate hypnosis and emotion code for stop
Yes,
smoking. So how
yes.
does it work?
So um, some people really love hypnosis. They've had very good experiences with hypnosis, hypnotherapy, and some people have never even heard of hypnosis for stop smoking. They might even be afraid of hypnosis. Maybe they feel like they're going to be controlled. That's not how I work with my clients. When I'm working with clients, I'm working on a therapeutic level, not on a stage hypnosis level. I do that as well. But the hypnotherapy, the hypnosis, it is suggestions for their subconscious mind to absorb. And if it feels right, becomes a part of who they are, so they can change their beliefs, their automatic responses, their ideas about smoking. What I find is it works really well, but sometimes there's just this little residual desire still to smoke. And that's where the emotion code really excels, because it's such a targeted process to find out what is causing, the craving, the withdrawal, the emotional intensity of them releasing and letting go of an old habit that they've had for years.
And that you can help people who tried everything, but they think they're addicted. What
Yes,
about those people?
yes. So those are the only people that comes to see me. They've tried everything. They've tried willpower. forcing themselves to try and stop smoking. They've maybe read a book. There's a very famous book out there. It's very good, but they've read that and it didn't work for them. They maybe have gone to their doctor, they talked to the pharmacist, and they've tried the nicotine replacement therapy products, and that still is making them go, I still want to smoke, I still want to vape. So nicotine might not, Mary, might not be the real issue. So with the process that I use is we go to the root cause, we find out what's causing that inability to let go of a habit that frankly most people hate.
And when you talk about habit and not addiction, then where this habit resides within them?
Yeah, all habits reside in what we call the subconscious part of the mind. The subconscious part of the mind is where all of our automatic behaviors happen. So do you drive a car, Miri?
Yep.
Yeah. So most people that drive a car, when they first started to drive the car, I'm not sure if you remember how hard it was to start to drive the car. You had to learn everything. And it was quite overwhelming, but really fast, you probably became really good at driving a car. And now, years later, decades later, you don't even think about it. You just jump in the car and go. So somewhere is doing all those things that were really hard to do in the beginning. It's doing it all automatically. And that's your unconscious, subconscious part of the mind. Now, here's a question for you, Miri. Have you ever gotten into a vehicle, maybe your own car that you share with someone else, and they're driving it, and they changed the seat position, and you get in and you go, something's wrong here. It's not right.
Yeah.
Well, that's your conscious mind now coming to the forefront and saying, something's not right here. And it's uncomfortable and it's different. And until you get that seat just right and the steering wheel just right, and you feel comfortable again, then you can drive the car automatically. So that's your conscious mind and your subconscious mind working together. So when people want to stop smoking and they're feeling uncomfortable, it's their conscious mind and their subconscious mind fighting. And that's what we do with the emotion code. We go find out who's fighting with each other and let them go.
Conflict. Well, that's super interesting, because many people think they need to go through the process of putting patches and chewing gums, and they can never stop it. And what you're saying is basically finding this conflict and resolving it with hypnosis and emotion code.
That's right.
So are there any specific patterns that you find when you work with people who smoke and want to stop smoking?
I do, and especially with the vape devices. What I'm finding with the vape devices, I'll talk about the vape devices because it's so prevalent now in, don't even know how to hold it. I know how to hold a cigarette because I was a smoker for 23 years, but the vape device is unfamiliar to me. But what I'm finding is it's almost like a obsessive, compulsive, fanatical type behavior, more so than cigarettes. And
Interesting.
It is quite interesting. It's like a different energy about it and a different behavior. I know people can leave the house without their cigarettes. That's okay. But when someone tells me that they've forgot their vape device at home, they rush back to go get it, or they immediately go into a vape store and buy perhaps a disposable one. So the pattern I'm finding is an obsessive, compulsive, fanatical type mindset when it comes to people wanting to stop vaping. With the cigarette, it's very interesting. This cigarette's very short. When I was a smoker for 23 years, I smoked Benson and Hedges menthol, and they were extra long. I used to think they make me look glamorous and sexy and all that kind of stuff. What an idea. What a belief that was. But with the cigarette smoking, what I find is that the pattern is repetition, repetition, repetition. People get up in the morning and have a cigarette with their coffee. They finish work, they have a cigarette. Before bed, they have a cigarette. Maybe they have a cigarette when they're talking on the phone, but they might not smoke when they're driving a car because they have a belief, I don't smoke in my car because it's dirty and so forth. So there's a lot more, I find, control with people that smoke versus the vapors. Does that answer your question, Mary?
Yeah, it is very interesting, the difference between vaping and smoking. And so what are the misconceptions that people are coming with? And I think we touched a little bit on that, but maybe you can highlight it.
So the misconceptions that people come to me when I do hypnosis and the emotion code, those always go hand in hand. I can do emotion code without hypnosis, but I truly find that hypnosis with the emotion code work really, really well together. So the misconception is that, first of all, I'm going to control the person and make them do something, or in this case, make them do something not anymore. Mary, a person has to want to stop smoking, stop vaping, stop using nicotine. Their desire has to be like super high, on a scale of 1 to 10. It needs to be a 10. There's still some doubt. We have some other work to do to get them to a 10. So that is the number one misconception, that they can kind of just want to, hope, going to give it a try, and then they're going to stop. No, what I need when I work with smokers and vapors and nicotine users, they have to be at a level 10 desire to get it out of their life whatsoever.
That's interesting, because sometimes people feel stuck, right? I want to do something, but I can't. I tried, but I'm still a smoker. So is there any word of wisdom or hope that you can give those people?
So just because they had the thought about stopping smoking and quitting vaping and quitting nicotine, they're so much further ahead than the person that hasn't even given it a thought yet. And so the words of wisdom there is for them to begin to imagine what it might be like when they've quit or stopped smoking, quit vaping, using nicotine, what their life will be like in a positive way. Many people, when they think about quitting and stopping cigarettes and quitting nicotine in all forms, actually use their mind to think about all the fearful things, all the things that's going to be horrible. I'm going to have cravings. I'm going to have withdrawal. I'm going to be irritable and frustrated. And so they're setting their own mind up for failure, basically, because who wants to be in a fearful situation? That could create procrastination, doubt, and eventually then going back to the habit that they hate.
Right. So maybe you can talk a little bit more about the process that you have, because you have a structured process, so people can understand what you're doing, what they can expect.
Mm-hmm. So the structured process, when I'm doing the emotion code part, is, again, I have this I like detailed intake forms, and detailed intake forms, they've been designed to help my clients to get into that mindset of that bringing up patterns that they might not even recognize. So when I get to work with them, I can begin to chip away at their different thoughts, ideas, their beliefs, chip away at any fears, any doubts that they may have. And so as we release the emotions that are causing them to be stuck and paralyzed, they take a breath and they start to imagine, they might see, they might hear, they might just feel like it's going to be possible for them to quit. And so it is a structured process, but each person is unique. So it has to be flexible too.
So when they come to you, first of all, how is it done? Is it done in person, on Zoom? Like, how do you do that?
I see my clients for emotion code only via Zoom, via video. However, I am in this lovely office here in Kelowna, British Columbia. So I do have hypnosis clients that come in to my office. They relax in one of my lovely chairs and they experience the hypnosis. And then we're able to do the emotion code in person here together. And when my clients come from other parts of the country, other parts of the province, it's quite interesting. I live in Kelowna, British Columbia, but I'm seeing people coming from the United States and even South America.
Oh, wow.
So I do have a very good reputation. I'm known as the stopsmokinglady.com. And so they come that way. So when I work with the person, they come in for usually they choose more than one session. It is better to work with a person when we're dealing with these smoking, vaping, and nicotine, that I work with them maybe 2, 3, or 4 times. And as we go along, the sessions get a little shorter and shorter. People really, really like that. My clients love it because they feel supported.
Right. And I see that you have like 2 very comfortable chairs behind you. So you do sessions for more than one person at a time?
I
Can you?
do. I do. I can see two people at a time. So either friends or actually couples. Couples come to me. They've decided that they both want to stop smoking and they want to support each other. And so they come in together. And what's wonderful is when I do the hypnosis, I am customizing it for each individual person. And so when they're in that hypnotic trance state, they can hear what the other person is receiving as suggestions. And it's like they're getting the suggestions themselves, and it makes them feel good. And so after the hypnosis session, the couple goes off and they are supporting one another. And if one person wants, like, I think I'm just going to give up here and go get some cigarettes, the other person was in the session as well, and they can help the person just overcome the momentary desire to go back to their habit. And truly, Mary, it's a momentary idea, thought that will simply evaporate given 90 seconds. 90 seconds.
Amazing. Yeah, that's it. So if someone wants to talk to you, to see you, to work with you, what do they need to do?
They need to visit my website. I'll put it on the screen here. So you can come two ways. You can go visit the Flourish Hypnosis, or you can visit thestopsmokinglady.com. It's all about smoking there. You'll find a link to book a free consultation, a free 15-minute consultation. I absolutely have a talk with all of my stop smoking, quit vaping, nicotine clients before. I want to make sure that they're at that 10 desire to quit smoking. If they're not there, I'm going to make another suggestion of how we can work together. And then I have an online calendar and we book a session. So for smoking, I always do a 2-hour appointment. The first appointment is 2 hours. There's a lot that happens in that 2-hour appointment and also what happens before. So my clients do prepare. It takes about 45 minutes for them to prepare for their session, so they come fully ready to release this old, outdated habit that they have.
And you're doing it for nearly 10 years and you saw everything. So is there anything that you want to end up with, to give hope, to invite people to connect with you, to share with you?
Yeah, it has been about 10 years now that I've been helping people stop smoking. Individually, I've helped about 750 people stop smoking, quit vaping. And what I can tell you is that 90% of my clients, one session is all they need. For the other 5-10% of my clients, they might enjoy 2, 3, or 4 sessions. And when I use the word enjoy, they really do enjoy the sessions, and they like knowing that there's support there. So what I can say is, you're not alone. It's possible to stop smoking, quit vaping. You just have not yet found the blocks, the beliefs that are stopping you from just letting go of this habit. Remember, Miri, the subconscious mind has one job only, and that's to protect you. Just imagine if we could communicate with our unconscious, subconscious mind and find out why it's still smoking or vaping or using nicotine, and how that's protecting the person.
That's amazing. So basically, they can contact you through the websites that you're going to put on the screen or in the comments, and they can have a consultation call with you, right? And then you can decide together how to take it from there.
That's right. Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much. This will be helpful for so many smokers.
Excellent. I feel very passionate about helping people stop smoking and vaping and just getting rid of all this, the nicotine that's falling out all over the place.
Thank you.
You're welcome.